Welcome to the Online Entrepreneur Experience podcast that details the ins and outs, the how-tos, and the ups and downs of living a life of an online business owner.
What is going on? How's it going? Welcome to another week of the Online Entrepreneur Experience. I'm sure it was probably a grueling last 7 days without us, but don't worry, we're back in your life again. We got the Deuces and the Viking, and we are here to rock some amazing value onto you tonight. Mr. Deuces is a little bit under the weather. So if you hear him stumbling over every single one of his words, just, applaud him for showing up and showing up for you guys, because that's what he's doing right now. But Mr. Deuces, what are we going to go over tonight?
We're going to talk about focusing on the destination.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
So often, I think people get messed up along the way to the destination, right?
100%. They focus too much on how they're going to get to the destination rather than the destination itself.
Oh, 100%. And it's so funny because the only thing that actually matters is the destination, right? Like if you're going to the grocery store, it really doesn't matter how many red lights you hit or any of those kind of things. It just matters of getting to the grocery store, right? Like you have to you're either going to get there or you're not going to get there, right? Like so the only thing that matters is the end result. But too often we focus on all the other bullshit, the roadkill along the way, and it's because it's so funny, and I'm sure you've been trapped into this before too. It's like you're driving somewhere and like you see some distraction, like a cop pulling somebody over or a car accident or something like that, and all of a sudden everyone just slows down, and it's just like, nope, the light's green, we can all just go normal speed like to get where we're going. But everyone's focused so far over there, and that's what they want to talk about. All the shit over there, not the stuff that's right in front of them, right?
Yeah, totally. And to go with the driving analogy, I remember way back in the day when I was learning how to drive, my driving instructor told me, you will go where your eyes are pointing. So that's part of focusing on the destination. Because if you're passing in a car crash, and you're just doing one of those, you're going to start to turn that way as well, and you'll just be car crash number 2. So it's very important to just focus on the destination of where you are planning on going.
Oh, bro, so much so. So that was like, what, 3-4 years ago you were doing driver lessons? That's about it, right?
Well, yeah, We'll just go with that. Yeah, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
I've had a gray beard my whole life.
Yeah, for sure. But bro, like, so funny that you say that though, because when I was younger and I was learning how to ride a bike, I was super coordinated athlete and everything, but I don't know why, but my motor skills with like riding a bike and stuff was just horrible. So I was that guy that like, if I even looked to the right, I was going to the right. I hit many of ditches because of that exact situation.
And that too was only like 3-4 years ago, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Mommy, come clean my boo-boo. This is what happens in life. And we can wrap it back over to business. And so often I'm mentoring people and their goal is to make 5 figures in a month, right? And instead of just focusing on all the aspects that they have to do to get them to 5 figures, they start worrying about like, but what if this doesn't work? Well, you're right. It's not going to work if that's where your focus is. If that's what you're worried about, that's what's not, because you're taking all your positive effort and energy that should be going to where you're going, and you're putting it over here. So instead of going straight, you're going over this weird angle over here. So even if you do succeed, you've just detoured yourself. For some reason, you're going to England, but you decide to go to Africa first and then come back up to go to England. And it's just like, no, just hang us just straight. Like it's
Well, you could even use the same car crash analogy with the same thing, because if you mentor someone and they quit on themselves, they just say it doesn't work, whatever, and then they talk to somebody else, and now that person is doing the same business, and because it didn't work for that person, that's the car crash. Someone quitting on themselves. And so now they're focused on it not working for someone else, that they're not focused on their own destination and their own business and what they need to do to get to where they want to go.
Man, that's like a 10-car pileup going on right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of ambulances need to attend that.
Yeah. Wambulance.
There's this one kid I used to play hockey with, man, and we used to call him the Wambulance because every single game he would go down and it would have to be hauled off the ice. And it's like, bro, like, how do you get injured every freaking game?
He's probably should be playing soccer then.
Yeah. Super true. But I mean, so I'm sure you can probably correlate this to your life. It's just like, maybe it's working out. Maybe that's what your goal is right now, and losing 10 pounds. But instead of focusing on all the things that you're supposed to do, like eating right, putting in the cardio, getting proper sleep, all of those kind of things, you're just like, well, you know what? Like, I'm going to focus way over here and on all this bullshit. Well, what if I miss out on the fun? What if like my friend over there, he was going out to the bar. So you know what if I miss out on that little bit of fun for the night? I know it's not anything to do with this, my goal that's right in front of me, but it's over here and it looks pretty distracting. So let's go to the bar. And then all of a sudden you have 5 pints of beer, a ton of calories, maybe some hay y'alls, because that's what I rock. Manly drinks that you call them, right? And it's just, but that's what constantly happens. And the same thing happens when you get into sales, right? And I think that's really what Renee was talking about at the very beginning, is selling the destination and not all the other things along the way and how to get there, right? Like you're not trying to, if you're in sales or you're in marketing or you run a business, the sales is by far the most important thing. The stat is that one salesperson actually pays for 30 people's jobs in like a regular business, which is an incredible stat to me. I think that's just amazing. But anyways, getting back to that, is he's talking about like selling like what you're going to get for this. It's not like you go and let's just say that you're getting a cheeseburger from McDonald's. It's not like McDonald's is telling you like, hey, by the way, this is how we had to get you this this hamburger. We had to ship it in a truck. There was one truck that had bread in it, another truck that had cheese in it, and by the way, there's another truck that had hamburgers in it. Then we had to bring it here. We froze it for a while, and then we put it all together. We had this employee in the back. There were 16, and they made about 5 at one time, and they put it all together, and then you get it. Is that what they do, or do they just show you this like burger that's actually not a hamburger? It's made out of other things that's put up on a sign that looks delicious and so good that you're just like, I need that in my life, like 10 of them. Can I get them all in my life right now? And or like, what is it? What do you think McDonald's like? What do they choose? Oh,
they just show you the destination. Yeah. They show you the end product and that's it. So like Mark's saying, when you're in sales, it comes down to just talking about that person's end goal, like helping them achieve their desired outcome, their destination. And you don't sit there and tell them exactly step by step of how you're going to get to that destination, not until they're actually on the inside.
Yeah, I've had it before. Like people are like, "Oh, what about this? What about that? What about this?" It's like, you know, and I have to stop them. And it takes some grapefruits to be able to do this, or reps, whatever way you want to go with it. But you have to tell people, like, that is not your concern. It's not your concern how I'm going to do my job. It's your concern is if you're ready to go reach that destination over there. Just believe me, because I've done it 100 other times, that I'll get you there. But you just have to believe enough in yourself and have the belief that is where you want to go, so we can get you there.
Yeah, totally. That's the best way to end up at your own destination, is to not even tell people how you got to where you are with the little details. Like McDonald's, using that analogy, they're not going to tell you exactly how they made their burgers, not because they're worried that someone's going to steal the whole game plan of how to make the burgers, but it's irrelevant information to get you to your destination of where you want to go. And that's to eat 10 cheeseburgers in one sitting.
Yeah. I've done it.
What? We're rocking double digits, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah.
Not a boy. Not a boy.
Sorry, bro. I had to get serious there for a second. I mean, like, sometimes you got to take life serious, right?
Yeah, it's not all fun and games, is it?
Yeah. No.
Oh, I love it.
But I mean, like that is it. And then in so many aspects, is you yourself getting there, or you trying to get other people there. So whatever your game plan is, and I mean, sometimes your goals are also the exact same thing as how to get other people to get to where they want to go. Is just focusing on the destinations for all those things. The other bullshit that's along the way, just pick the plan, pick the route, and just go there. Like, don't stop at every stop that you can. Like, you don't have to fill up with gas at every corner that you see a gas station. You got enough fuel, just fucking drive where you need to go.
Yeah.
You don't need to stop all the time, right? Like, and that's the problem. Is so often everyone in life is they give themselves excuses on why to stop because it's fear and all the other bullshit, or just the overthinking the process instead of just thinking about the one thing that matters, the only thing that matters, which is the destination, right?
Well, if you go onto a little website called Google, and
you can spell it out for them like I do, but I mean that's good that you.
Well, I figured at this point they've already watched all of our episodes and they've seen it and they know how to spell Google.
Oh, okay.
So you type in a destination of where you want to go, and physical destination, like it could be Hollywood, California, from where we live up in BC, Canada, and it'll tell you fly time, walk time, cycling, and driving, and it'll give you a bunch of different routes, and you don't even need to take those routes. You can move it around and click, but the one thing that is constant is where you are right now versus where you want to go. So that's why focusing on the flight versus the destination is never the way you want to go. You always want to just focus on where you want to go and keep that in your mind and just keep moving forward, and you will get to that destination. The reason why I use Google Maps is just the other day, I did this with my daughter. The exact same thing. I typed in from our location to Hollywood, California, and I believe it was about 17 days to ride your bike to California, which I didn't think was all that bad.
No, I'm actually shocked that that's how long it would take. I thought it would be like a month.
Yeah, no, I think a month was walking, but I don't know what they have the speed set for the bike and all that other stuff. I like the mountain bike, so I'm not going to be on the road. So it'll be, 2-3 months for me to get there.
There's a mountain over there. Yep. I mean, and that's one of those things. It's you're taking off, right? Like it's like, and that is also relevant. It's if your destination isn't actually the end result, it's the things in the middle, and that's okay too. But it's just making that decision. If your decision is that you just want to get to A to Z, then that's cool. Just get to A to Z. But if you're like, I want to get to A to Z, but I really care about F, G, and P, then that's fine too. But you made the plan around it. But the problem is most people don't make the plan for also caring about F, G, and P, but that's where their focus goes. And it's just like, well, that wasn't part of your plan, right?
100%. And I love that because there is more than one way to skin a cat. Mm-hmm. So there is more than one way to get to the same destination. So if your destination is to make 5 figures a month, you can have the Viking marketer, you can have myself mentoring you and teaching you how we did it, but that is just opinions based on experience. So if you want to go and focus on the F, the G, and the P.
I love how you remembered the exact letters that I used.
It took a minute because I was thinking GST. George St. Pierre.
I picked it up.
So if you want to focus on those, then we will also guide you in how to focus on those areas, but still reach your destination. So there's no wrong way of getting to where you want to go is all I'm basically trying to say. As long as you're focused on your plan to get there.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the 4 Ps, right? The 4 pillars.
Yeah. Exactly.
But so often it's just like every week somebody changed the plan. I had this one client 2.5 years ago, and I told the guy, I'm like, okay, you'll get results in 3 months. I'm like, on the way that we're about to implement all this type of stuff, you have to wait 3 months to make this. And he's like, yeah, cool. I think he was paying me $5,000 a month to help him with his business. And I was like, cool, that's awesome. Sounds good. 3 months, you'll have your results. Every other week, he was asking me to change. I'm like, just letting you know, every time you change, it's going to take longer. I don't know why we're changing these things. We already made that plan, but if you want to change it, that's cool. And it was like, it was either every week or every other week we were changing some things. And I kept trying to talk him out of it. And then it was like 2.5 months. He's like, why haven't we got the results that we wanted? I'm like, I keep telling you not to change things, and you keep telling me that you want to change things. In the end of the day, it was his business. I couldn't be like, fuck no. But at that point in time, I was just like, I'm out. I'm sorry. I know you're paying me, but I can no longer work with you because this isn't the conditions that we agreed on. And I don't like losing. I like winning. When I work with somebody and I give them the plan that we agree on, and they don't roll with it, generally, like, we're not going to be working together any longer, because that's just not like my ethics, my business ethics. And I just don't have the belief in that. And if I don't have the belief in something, I'm not going to be able to do it. Right. So, I mean, that is one of the biggest, the biggest deficits that people are going to have is if you start focusing on those other things. And if you are somebody that is a mentor or coach or whatever, and you're a leader, and you have people that you are helping along the way, like, those are the things that you need to be telling them too. And you need to be curating either your sell, your mentorship, your coaching, your leadership in that kind of way. It's just like, these are the goals that we have. Like, we're going to get you there, and having that belief and conviction behind it. Right.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I agree with everything that you just said.
Well, I mean, it's factual. I mean, it's not, right? It's not my truth. It's facts.
No. Yeah. It's like just physics, really.
Science, baby. Oh my God. But I think we wrapped this one up pretty good. I mean, in the end of the day, guys, make your plan, stay to it. Don't fucking stare at the roadkill, the police, the car accidents, all that shit that's on the side of the road. Who cares? It's not in your way. Don't fucking focus on it. Just focus on where you want to go and that plan, and getting to that destination and becoming the person that you need to become to get to that destination.
Love it, man. I just want to apologize to everyone. I am under the weather. My energy's not there, but this is part of my destination. So here we go.
And I'm glad that you apologized. They deserve the apologies.
It was definitely needed.
I'm sure everyone that's watching this, you guys can put that in the comments below. Like, Renee did awesome. He puts a great.
Lift me up, guys. I need the help right now. I have no energy.
You need to send Renee the ambulance.
Yes. Yes. Let's do it.
Well, we will see you next week. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to hit the bell below and ask us any questions, and leave us reviews. We really, really appreciate it.
Take care, guys.
Oh my God.
I can't do it.
Take it off, Channing Tatum. Nick Carter.
Thanks for tuning into the Online Entrepreneur Experience. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes that we're releasing and any of these amazing pieces of value that we're giving out. And if you could take the time out of your day and leave us a review, we would be so grateful. We look forward to seeing you on that next episode.